Good day there, everybody. Hope you're having a great day, evening, night, whatever it is. And if you're watching later on, I hope you're enjoying yourself too. It is Monday night, and you are watching Borderline Banter. I'm your banterful host, Mike. And as always, moving the mouse tonight, we have Dustin. Dustin, how was your weekend? Or your work weekend?
Yeah, as I told the audience on Friday, I had to work all weekend. It was long.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
lot of hours. So I'm
Huh.
here though. I made it to the banter. I survived to banter.
Yeah. I thought we always got to do the banter. The show
Yeah,
must go on.
the show must go on, but I also noticed the news today was kind of meh. So we
Yeah.
did our best. We did our best to pull together something good to talk about. So,
Yeah.
well, not necessarily good, as you know.
Um,
The
yeah.
Borderline Banter show is famous for its bad news.
Yeah. Well, that's no news is bad news. Or no,
No news is also good
is it on?
news. If
But yeah, we have a lot
yeah.
of random stories too, like Dustin said here. Before we get going, if you haven't followed already, please click that follow button. We're trying to make it to 50 followers. Then our next goal, we'll let you know. But yeah, two more followers, we'll make it there. And
Hashtag
if you
goals.
haven't followed us, if you're watching later on YouTube, please give us a follow and kick. And if you haven't followed us on YouTube, give us a subscribe. The follow, subscribe, chase, whatever all the words are. Anyway,
Yep.
let's get into it. What's our first story about, Dustin?
Well, as those watching the stream and checking our title might have already known, this comes to us from, I don't know, a weird news site. I don't know what this is. News.com.au. We'll say. It's Australia's leading news site. So, loud fart sound erupts during John Kerry's speech at climate panel.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So
John
he's
Kerry was delivering a rousing anti-coal speech. Rousing. At a climate change conference when he was interrupted by what appeared to be a loud fart.
um
Well, no, appeared is a visual thing.
yeah, no,
What sounded like a loud fart.
not like yeah. Um no, that's like just making a bigger issue every time you fart, isn't it? You think that was a protest?
Possibly.
Yeah.
So, according to this news site, John Kerry might need to cut back his own emissions.
Was it John Kerry or was it somebody else?
Well, it's vague,
It's
but I
alleged,
think
yeah.
I know who I would blame.
The dog.
There shouldn't be any more coal-fired power plants permitted anywhere in the world.
Is
Mr.
there
Kerry began before launching into an anti-coal diatribe.
is there video of
Where
this?
does the fart happen?
Yeah, where's the video? You can't just go by word base.
Let's see. So wait, he was sitting next to these two people when it happened? So if it was him, I'm just figuring out the target
Yeah.
radius.
Oh wait,
Uh,
hey, who is that lady? Hey, Becky Anderson.
Becky Anderson, maybe? And then the guy's Fatih Birol, International Energy Agency and Abu Dhabi managing editor. Sure. This article doesn't have a video, but can we find one pretty easily?
Yeah, you looked it up. I literally got to go do something because my feline friend is destroying stuff. So I'll be right back.
Yep. I find myself getting more and more militant because I do not understand how adults who are in a position of responsibility can be avoiding responsibility for taking away those things that are killing people on a daily basis. The crowd broke into applause, apparently oblivious to the crude theatrics. Wait, what? The crude sound of passing gas could be heard over the microphone. Well, that makes it more suspicious that it's him because, obviously it can only sound like you if it's, you can't throw it. All right, here we go. So we'll have to split the credit a little bit here on this story, and we'll give some credit to YouTube's The Project.
Was picked up by the microphones as he discussed US policy on coal power.
Those things that are killing people on a daily basis. And the reality is daily basis. And ability for taking away those things that are killing people on a daily basis. And the reality is that
Can you go back one more time? I just got back.
Yeah.
Missed
One
that.
more.
I think I heard it.
Yeah.
avoiding responsibility for taking away those things that are killing people on a daily basis. And the reality is that
Because that could have been a fake. Like, it's probably real in the crowd, but someone might have had a fart machine.
people on a daily basis.
It
Sounds
sounds
pretty real.
sounds pretty fartish. And anyway, it wasn't him because I don't know. When I fart, I kind of got to stop and be like, okay, not exactly like that, but yeah. So I guess there's video of it, but it could be I don't know. And people are laughing. I don't know.
So
Maybe.
Larry O'Connor of Town Hall Media said the biggest problem is during this entire exchange representing us, the United States of America, he ripped a fart out. He let loose with flatulence on an international stage. He should lose his job immediately.
What?
John Kerry farted.
Okay.
Who's this guy?
Anyway.
That is a pretty crazy way to put it. Like,
Anyway,
geez.
it's bad for your health to hold in a fart.
The pundit said the evidence was overwhelming and Kerry must answer for his actions. Wow, he has evidence where the
This
fart
has to
came
be
from.
a parody website. What is this website?
It's Australia's leading news site.
Of fake news? Like, I don't know.
Have you ever heard of news.com.australia?
I'm not.
I haven't either. Well, we have another article from them at the end of the show, so we will, check their credibility twice. But this is weird. It says Joe Tacopino, New York Post. I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that's weird. So
So-
they just copied it from the New York Post, pretty much?
Or a guy who works for the Post also works for this site, maybe. I don't know. The way they started, though, it could just be a joke article, though.
Yeah, because what he, like... Could have been, because he held a pretty straight face, but I don't know.
Do you remember anything about what he was saying, though?
I wasn't even paying attention in the first place, so no.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's all I got on this. See
Yeah.
anything?
nothing too much more, I guess. Thought it'd been a little
John
more
Kerry's a name
interesting.
we haven't heard in a while,
We
It's a
talked about
throwback.
this,
All right, let's move on over to a known website, ABC News, for this one.
Okay. 3 fast food workers arrested over extensive theft ring allegedly run out of their chicken restaurant. So, 3 people had a legal ring of something in the restaurant.
Yeah,
What were they
apparently.
doing?
So the 3 fast food employees have been arrested for running a complex and extensive theft ring out of the fried chicken restaurant they worked at, according to police.
Okay.
The investigation began in December of last year in Tucson, Arizona. Wait a minute. Is this Los Polos Hermanos?
What do you mean?
Remember that one from the Breaking Bad show?
Can't tell. I don't
That
know.
was it. That was in Arizona,
Was it? Yeah, was
and
it?
it was a chicken restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Ooh.
Los Polos means
Oh,
chicken.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hermanos was just who
You're
ran
right.
it,
You're right.
I
Crazy.
think.
Oh.
So they began investigating when a shoplifting case led investigators to become aware of, quote, potential trafficking and stolen property activity that involved employees of the chicken storefront.
So somebody got busted and was a rat. That's what happened.
I guess the only difference is it's not drugs. So,
Yeah, well.
Breaking Bad, they were trafficking drugs. These guys are trafficking guys and gals, it looks like. Guy and gals. My man's is innocent. They set him up.
Probably.
Investigators noted activity consistent with a fencing operation in which staff members of the restaurant were paying known shoplifters for items that were stolen from businesses in the area.
Ah.
Oh, so they would like shoplift some like food ingredient stuff that the restaurant would be able to use, kind of thing. Like you go to Walmart and to take all the Tyson chicken, and then take that Tyson chicken right to a chicken restaurant. They
Maybe,
can fry
yeah.
it and sell
Yeah, I
it
guess, yeah.
pretty easily. Versus trying to sell a bunch of Tyson chicken to like your buddies. Eventually, they're like, "I don't need more chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You sold me 3 bags for $1
Right.
each. I don't need more."
No more. But
Like,
yeah. That's kind of like, huh? That's insane. Like, what was it?
well, I mean, with
how long
the
does it take-
shoplifting becoming more and more of a thing,
And how long do you think they're gonna get away with that? You know?
Well, when did they say they started? December of last
Yeah,
year.
so they must have
They
been doing
probably
it
they
before
probably
that.
thought longer than a year.
They've been doing it longer than a year, because if they just investigated a year.
That's true. So they were reselling the stolen items out of their own homes as well as online marketplaces.
Okay, so it's not just food, it was actually other stuff completely.
Yeah,
So,
that could be anything at that point when you start saying it like that.
yeah.
They
So,
identified 2 addresses where stolen property was being stored.
what?
Okay, all
Hey,
right.
okay. Okay, I was gonna say, like, if you're gonna do something like that, at least imagine. I'm not gonna say how to do the crime, but think it through more, maybe. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, you
You
do
know,
have to like cover your tracks somewhere. Like this
yeah.
isn't just clean. You're not
Yeah.
just, oh, it's on eBay, so no one will know it.
Yeah,
No, no,
it's
totally good.
illegal to buy stolen goods. So
Yeah.
even if you can say that, but like you're then in possession of stolen goods. And I get in
Mhm.
arguments all the time when I bring that up to people. It's like, how do I know it's stolen? Because you
Doesn't
just
matter.
didn't pay $20 for a $2,000 item, I'm being.
And the thing is, if you're like a pawn shop and you accidentally buy something stolen, you just take the loss. It just is what it is.
yeah, that's why
You can't keep it, and it's gone. You
Yeah.
can't go get your money
and
back.
that's
It's
why most
gone.
ask you for ID, and if you don't have a valid ID, if it's expired, they won't even sell you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So November 29th, so this was a little over a week ago, TPD officers along with HSI agents served simultaneous search warrants at the restaurant and 2 homes they'd been surveilling.
yeah.
So that's assuming that's probably when they apprehended them all. As a
Items
result of the search warrants, they
stolen.
recovered thousands of dollars, including stolen property and tools, clothing, shoes, diapers, and electronics. Okay, yeah, so everything.
Yeah.
Which obviously, you know,
3
all
people
these
were
things you
arrested
could.
with a connection. 52-year-old Lydia something.
Oof, good luck with these names.
Valenza. Yeah, I have the words for it. Fabian Rodriguez
Grijalva
Rose,
Velasquez.
Fabian Rodriguez Royce, and Sophia. I can't say it. They're Spanish. I'm
close.
sorry, I messed that up. But for the record, I can't
yeah.
say English names that great either.
Yeah. It's not just
Yeah.
Mexican names that would be a struggle. We've struggled with so many
Yeah.
because we're just bad at pronunciation, is what it
Yeah,
is.
so let's run a podcast, they say.
So
But
each of them
yeah.
were arrested on
Okay.
charges of trafficking stolen property.
Yeah, see there, like
So
they're not being charged for theft; they're being charged with trafficking stolen property,
no court date yet, but
and that's dumb. Like
yeah,
they're doing it stupidly. Like they could have
they
probably
are.
much better got away with it on eBay than on Marketplace. Because Marketplace is local. Marketplace is the people around you, you know. Like if my
Yeah, I
bike
mean,
gets
they should have kept it
now
quiet.
this is different because it's not a store. But if my bike gets stolen, first thing I'm doing is I'm checking Kijiji, which is a Craigslist. I'm checking Marketplace and all that for my bike. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but,
Well, in a case like this, like they had them under surveillance, so they were probably seeing the people with the stolen
Yeah.
stuff coming and going too. Like
they probably caught us, some of them, and they're informants and stuff. You know, pay
like
'em
they
off.
probably had so much evidence it was ridiculous. Because like if you're doing this, like you're probably pretty obviously doing it, especially if you've been doing it for a year or more.
Yeah.
You probably just don't even think anyone paying any attention.
Like, you're getting away with it, you get too comfy, right?
You know? So just be careful out there. You know, if you're selling stuff, just
Don't steal. First of all, don't steal.
don't steal.
I run a second business where I actually sell all those things you listed. Ironically,
And if somebody's bringing something to you and it's way too good to be true, like they're
pretty
willing to
good.
give you something way too cheap, like you really need to question how they got
I
it.
worked at this store. I'm not going to say the name of it right now because it doesn't matter. But I'm working there, and some guy one night, it was like nice. It's a barbecue shop, but one cold winter night, this guy comes in and he's tweaking. Like he is eyes all over the place. He's like dancing like a bird and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway, he wants to buy the most expensive gift card. Then he wants to buy $3,000 in gift cards.
Oh wait,
So,
that's a red flag for a different
I
reason.
wasn't selling him anything anyway. I was like, nah, you're not getting nothing, man. So he went to buy it. I'm like, yeah. So, I forgot exactly what I said to him. I pretty much kicked him out because I didn't trust him. And anyway, we have 2 locations. They went to the other location. I called that store, and the manager did not like me. Me and her did not get along. So they went. So anyway, I told her, I was like, don't sell them. Anyway, a few hours later, they come back to the store. They got the gift cards, and they actually got a barbecue too, but the barbecue they didn't bring. They did sell the gift cards to a couple that night. So they come in, and they swipe the card. There's $3,000 on the gift cards, and apparently they're buying it from them for like 500 or something like that. So they're getting $3,000 worth of gift cards for $500, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, I say it's like, oh, whatever. These are I check them for them. There's not much I can do about that. They got the gift card now, right? But once the customers got them, they went to buy something. I'm like, sorry, these are flagged for fraud, and they got so mad at me. And my boss actually, my one boss got mad at me too. Said you can't do that. There's no evidence. Turns out there was a stolen credit card and all that, and we ended up losing. The customer actually ended up getting $1,000 from us for some reason. I don't know why we gave him money. And then the meth heads got away with it. But they did give us a real address, and I don't know why they did that, but they still got away with it.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit.
They literally gave us a real address though. Like they gave us our home address. Okay. But yeah. But anyway, that's my little rant. Sorry I went off there. But yeah, it's like you can tell when people are being scattered. Actually, I forgot how I went into that. But yeah, that was an interesting story. That's what happens on here on Borderline Banter, you know, we just get carried away. But yeah.
I mean, I think you got on there because of we were talking about how these people had to have been like they were getting surveilled, so they were seen being sketchy.
Yeah.
Or what would obviously look sketchy if you were surveilling somebody. Like, oh, you're just bringing in like a big trash bag full of laundry detergent, like, or like a big bag full of diapers.
Yeah.
At midnight, you're just coming in with like 500 bags of diapers. I don't know how diapers are sold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Like, it's just weird. You're just coming over and delivering that to somebody at night.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit.
But yeah, so we'll see if they ever do a follow up. We might not hear about this again, or we might. Who knows?
Oh, they're guilty as hell.
Yeah, they're guilty.
I doubt we see a follow up. But cool stuff. Hey, we got another new source here. This one's from you though.
No, that's not.
Oh no, it's not. You're right. This is from Jay's. Jay's found us some links tonight from Jalopnik. Obsessed with the culture of cars. That's what it says up here. All right, Biden's first EV charging station goes online after $7.5 billion in American EV investments. Wait, what?
What's going on there?
Biden's making his own charging stations? His first one's going online. President Joe Biden's proposed EV charging network has been sluggish to get off the ground. I guess this is his Tritium?
I'm just looking up. I ain't never heard about that.
I haven't either. I didn't know he was trying to get into the energy game. Despite billions in investments for the development of EV infrastructure in the U.S., not a single charging station had gone live thanks to President Joe Biden's 2021 law until now. The first EV charger paid for by Biden's bipartisan deal has come online in Ohio, which marks the operational start of what the feds claim will be a national network of EV charging stations.
Fun fact about this news organization. Apparently these guys are part of Gizmodo, but they were on strike for a long time.
These guys, Jalopnik?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were they on strike for?
I don't know exactly. I just...
Okay.
Not give me the full article. But yeah.
But Gizmodo, okay, so they're just like a car techie place. So because Gizmodo's like a nerd tech place. It's just like a more niche stuff over here.
So yeah, again, I'm not from the States, but I don't recall him ever doing anything like this, but
well, do you remember them always touting the bipartisan infrastructure deal early on in his
maybe
his term?
I probably do, but
it was one of the early talking points he was using that he was
he wanted everybody
building back better.
And he wanted everybody by 2035 or something like that to not have
500,000 chargers. And yeah, I mean, you have to have the infrastructure if you want to have that as a goal.
And see one thing about electric vehicles I don't like. I'm all for them. You know what? They're great, but yeah, the world's a big place. Like Canada's pretty big. Like the States is pretty big too. But sometimes there's hours between cities.
Yeah.
And what are you supposed to do, right? Yeah, you're supposed to have juice before you leave, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Well, I mean, in an ideal world, is that what is the question? Like, what do you do? Like, ideally,
Both. Both.
in an ideal world, if you have long distance transportation needs for your people, then you should have long distance transportation infrastructure, meaning rails and planes and stuff that actually,
Yes, North America needs more rails, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, especially since rails are a lot easier to make electric. If you want to electrify everything, you're not electrifying the air industry. I'm sorry, you're not. Jet fuel is jet fuel, right? You can't make jet fuel out of electricity.
But
I don't think.
Jets are more, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
But you can do that shit with rails and stuff, right? Look at China.
I'm never getting in an electric airplane though. You?
No.
Yeah,
but look at China, which by the way, China bad, but like their high speed rail infrastructure really good.
Yeah.
But China bad.
Yeah.
I had to sandwich that so that nobody tries to like clip that shit, you know?
It's funny, I was actually on my way home today. I was talking to my buddy about that. I'm like, China, hey, but the people, like not the people, the government, like
Right. Well, yeah.
Let's make that clear. I'm probably dead now, but oh well.
I think they don't go and kill you. Like the Chinese government doesn't like kill you outright. Like maybe I don't know. They will now that I said that.
There's a drone flying out my house. Okay.
I don't know anything. But
yeah, okay,
this is kind of crazy that it took over 2 years for the first charging station to open.
So it's only the first one
Ohio.
of 500 million?
Well, wait, yeah, 500,000. 500,000 is what it would be.
500,000, sorry.
500 million and 500,000.
Oh, shit, it's a big difference, yeah.
Placed along major travel corridors. Okay, and I guess they got $7.5 billion to do that.
Yeah, but
so they had $1 trillion for the stuff, but 7.5 billion just to do the EV charger part of it, I guess.
And how do they get powers to those chargers? How do they get them? Like that's another thing too. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, it's most likely still coming from fossil fuels at some point in the chain.
And I'm not even talking about that. I'm like, literally, how much is it gonna cost to get a extension cord brought there? I'm not being facetious.
What?
Extension cord, right? Be facetious with that. I'm talking about like if you're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, there's no power, right? Like,
well, they're not putting these in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. They're putting it along major travel corridors.
Okay, but sometimes major travel corridors be in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. You're on a road trip. There's some places between here and just where my mom lives in BC that are long, dark roads that have no power at all.
Then you have to walk. Welcome to the future.
Or keep a jug of diesel in the back.
You better just keep a jug of diesel forever past 2030. Yeah. Just always have a jug of diesel. If you needed it if you need it this year, have another one for next year
diesel
too.
Charger, right?
And have another one as
Okay. Yeah.
That's the thing. These could be paired with generators, and a lot of times they are. And how does that generator run? Diesel.
Yes. Then who's gonna fill that diesel?
The utility worker that drives along the major travel corridors, filling the stations.
Yeah.
Like it'd be it's MoDOT in Missouri.
It still seems
the Department of Transportation is a state level agency for all the states in America. So it's the Department of Transportation would be the ones doing that. I have an uncle that actually works for them. They have an awesome severance thing, and they get stipends. I don't even know what that is, but apparently it's good.
But yeah, I don't know
because they're government people. I was just gonna scroll down here and see. So the plan is to install the charger network no more than 50 miles apart from each other.
Okay.
So that's kind of one of the things you were saying, like bumfuck nowhere. Well, no, it's no more than 50 miles away from another one.
So then they're not doing these small, like, okay, but yeah.
You're not going to be able to get to some of the places, which is But you got to start somewhere.
Exactly, right?
Railroads weren't everywhere. Oh, never mind. They quit on railroads, but
Yeah.
railroads were only to major places at first, and then that's also all that they ever were.
Yeah.
Because they
They
stopped.
dropped the ball on that in North America.
They really dropped the ball with railroads. I don't even know why we dropped that.
Like if you look at I think there's only one passenger transportation in Canada, and I do not even think it comes out. I think it passes through here, but it doesn't stop. Well, that's a live video.
What is this?
That's bullshit. First of all, getting imagery. Okay, that's an old photo. AI. Oh, no.
They can't be letting him drive.
No, first of all, presidents aren't allowed to drive. It's against the law.
So this is not running. He's just in a non-moving vehicle.
This is an old picture.
Yeah, maybe. Can vice presidents drive?
Yeah, they can.
Maybe this was his vice president.
Yeah, but no, presidents are not allowed to drive while or after. Now, if they have their own private part area, they're allowed to drive on there. They're not allowed to drive in public ever again without the Secret Service.
So far, however, there are reportedly just 165,000 public charging ports in the U.S., which is far behind the 500,000 goal. Oh, so he's going to take credit for the ones that he didn't fund. Like, this already counts towards the goal.
Yeah.
The goal's already partly...
I've seen videos of people destroying the Tesla chargers, which I don't get. Like, Frank.
I don't either. It only hurts people who aren't Tesla.
Yeah.
There's people who bought a vehicle, and you don't know the reason that they bought it.
It's probably because Elon. They're like, I fucking hate Elon Musk.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost certainly why they did it.
Yeah, so... Okay.
Continue reading. Yeah, 50 miles. They keep saying the same stuff. But yeah, I mean, if he's counting the 160,000 that are already there and he's built one, he's not making his 2030 goal. This is another promises
he's
failed.
Not making it 2030 anyway. We know that.
What is he even doing?
Like,
he's pointing at that one. Does he think he won a car on a game show? He's like, I want that one.
I picked.
You're the president. You can't have a
Barker?
car.
I need Bob Barker.
I am Bob Barker.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, that's cool. What did I even start with? 7.5 billion is what we paid for nothing so far. That's cool. All right. We have another Jalopnik. And then I guess it's gonna be more car related somehow.
Tesla again. Like, what's?
Oh,
yeah, thanks,
Tesla.
Jays.
OSHA fines don't cost enough to stop Tesla from injuring its workers. A line worker was trapped inside a Model Y when the production line conveyor belt moved without warning. Huh.
Oh, he's safe in the car.
I don't know that he was.
Oh.
We might find out in the article.
Okay.
So that's a really big factory building. Holy shit.
Well, yeah.
Can you imagine having to work at a place like that?
Yeah. I just freaking have.
Wouldn't you just feel like a cog in the fucking machine?
I'd make sure I'd be on a Segway.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, first of all, yeah, you'd have to get a Segway or something. A bicycle, maybe. That way you can take your bicycle from your parking spot all the way over here that you end up having. Anyways, California division of OSHA has hit Tesla with a $36,000 fine for negligence in the case of an employee being, quote, seriously injured, end quote. The worker, a quality control specialist, was trapped in a Model Y when the assembly line lurched forward, hitting the open door on a post and slamming it shut. Tesla's fine stems from a failure to ensure the power to the assembly line conveyor belt was turned off before the QC workers start their inspections. 2 additional $1,000 fines were levied at the same time for smaller violations, including obstructions on the floor and a failure to create written protocols for hazardous energy machinery.
Oh. So what this article, what it sounds like is that they're not going to fix it, which I don't think that'd be smart on their end.
Slamming it shut.
So I'm assuming that, I'm assuming he was on the conveyor belt and he was doing something on the door and he's standing on the conveyor belt, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. And then it was moving, and then there's a post that shut the door on him. I don't know.
Well, they said that they were doing an inspection. So
Yeah.
if you're inspecting an assembly thing, you do stand on things, including the conveyor belt.
But then again,
But they absolutely should be off.
Yes.
Everything should be off.
Now, not saying it's not Tesla's fault, but before I do anything, like I used to drive machinery or anything, you check your surroundings to make everything is ready to go, off, unplugged when you're working on it, right? But,
well, if I work for a company, I expect them to tell me how to do it safely.
yeah.
I don't guess at what makes it safe.
But
I've never worked in a factory,
yeah. But okay.
but I went to my dad's factory growing up. They had Bring Your Kids Day, and they gave us a ton of instructions just to be allowed to walk around the place.
There's something, and there's labor act, right? You're allowed. There's laws for people who work, and the one is you're obligated to use unsafe work. So your obligation as a worker is to not do something that you feel you're not safe doing.
Right, but that's like, it doesn't make it your fault if something like this happens, because we don't.
I wouldn't ever get on a conveyor belt. I work around conveyor belts. They're freaky. You're not allowed to wear hoodies. You're not allowed to wear strings, right? Because you can get sucked into them too.
Well, no, I mean, but you don't work as a assembly line inspector. But the people that do, that's all they do. They step on all kinds of dangerous things. The question is, what is the protocol for ensuring that the power is off? Is it the responsibility of the assembly line inspector? Or is that... I mean, that's literally what they're arguing, is that Tesla failed to ensure the power was off.
So
they didn't have a protocol.
There's probably no rules, exactly. So what they got...
And if they have no rules and just assumed that people would do work without it being told to them, they shouldn't make that assumption. I mean, this is America where we had to put caution hot on our coffee.
And I was like, you should be able
right. Just remember that you're here.
You should be like, I always see like look both ways before.
It should be your fault if you drink hot coffee, but it's not.
No, I get. Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah,
it's their fault if they didn't tell you it was hot. I guess.
We do need warnings. You're right. We do need warning signs out.
We are that dumb. But still, 36,000 for, quote, seriously injured. And also, like, this description of what happened doesn't sound like a serious injury, so this isn't really adding up.
Well, if the door slammed on him and he got, like, broke his legs or something.
Well, you'd think you would say something like slamming the door on his leg, you know?
Or he fell off and bumped his head.
The report of this incident does not specify the extent to which the employee was injured or what injuries they received, simply that the injuries were, quote, serious. The employee has not been identified either, and doesn't confirm whether or not they're still working there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems unlikely to me that the $30,000 fine will be forced. So this is an opinion, not...
That's the person's opinion about that. Now, obviously, $36,000 to $1 billion company is nothing.
Yeah,
right? It's a negligible fine. But what do you expect the fine to be?
Yeah, what he put the number.
Do you want it to be $1 billion so that they have to like shut down, or I don't know what you do. I mean, like you need, if there's laws that they're breaking, they're not following the Occupational Safe and Health Administration's laws.
I'm guessing Tesla's not a union, so.
Union or not, you can still make OSHA. You can still report your company.
People, but they should. But the
union and you can also then take them to court. So whoever this is will probably see them taking Tesla to court for it.
Depends on did he break a finger? Like who knows? Like, did the door slam on his thumb? Right? Like serious. Ouch! I heard.
Well, then Tesla will be paying for the thumb surgery, which will be more than $36,000. So Tesla will be paying $36,000 to the government for the fines, and then paying like $300,000 to the actual guy for his medical bills and suffering. So, but even at the end of the day, $336,000. Let's say it is that $336,000, still nothing to them, right? I mean, obviously, you don't want that to happen every day, but it's not going to shut anything down, and it probably won't make them really change much. They'll figure out the cheapest way to not be liable for this in the future. Does that mean putting a sign on the assembly belts?
Probably, yeah.
Saying do not step on until power is off, and then they're absolved because there was a sign. Now it is your responsibility because the instruction of what to do is present and clear. You see the difference?
Yeah, but yeah, I
Signage
guess
could be
what
the
I see.
difference here.
Like, honestly, people
And it is your responsibility now to not be dumb if the signage is there.
people still be dumb though.
So, and I think they'll look at this and be like, okay, 36,000 and paying this hospital bill. Yeah, it's probably worth $5 to not have this again. It's like $5 to put a sign up.
Exactly.
Or a couple signs. I don't know how many belts they got. That was a big building. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, let's put one up at every pole. Let's make everyone who comes in sign a contract.
Also, the whole purpose of having inspectors, they're inspecting so that you avoid other things like this.
Yeah.
Injuries and paying fines and hospital bills. Like the whole point of those people is that. So
I wonder if our past.
they're already interested in doing this sort of stuff is basically the point. Like they're already interested in paying a little bit to avoid these kind of fines. And more importantly, the civil litigation. Oh, they are union here. Union leadership has recently been talking up its ability to fight for safer working conditions on automotive assembly lines. Plant like Tesla Fremont could surely benefit from an improvement in safety, as has been plagued by injuries since the plant was transferred from Toyota ownership to Tesla. Oh, so they bought an old Toyota plant that was shutting down on the cheap. That's a smart move. Oh, never mind. Here, I skipped a part here. Following recent UAW contract victories in Detroit, the Auto Workers Union has a desire to help Tesla Fremont become a union shop.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, I don't think.
There we go. I missed the important part.
That's why I was like, I thought that's bizarre, but.
And with all the victories of the other ones, some of what they've been asking for is specifically things like this. So, go for it.
I don't think Tesla will become a union, by my opinion.
It's not Tesla's choice. That's not how it works.
How do they get in a union then? I don't know how you get in a union, but
you send out votes, and if there's enough votes, it becomes a union that's recognized, and then the company must negotiate with you, or they're in violation of the National Labor Relations Board. Then if they continue to not negotiate with you, you strike. All the workers go outside. That's how that works. But it's not like Tesla can't just be like, no, slave, get back to work. America was founded on freedom. So we just kind of forgot it somewhere along the way. But look at the unions and the strikes and the victories. Every union and strike we've ever covered on this show has had a successful ending. So does it seem crazy for me to say Tesla doesn't have a way to really stop it? If they want to, that they will, the workers.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But I know Elon's...
Especially with the support of such a big existing union like the UAW. If you're listening, Tesla Fremont, do it.
I don't have too much more on this.
Tesla claims that it has a much safer track record these days than it did in earlier years, when 3 workers were injured by molten aluminum. Well, that would suck.
Yeah.
But that's like one incident, right?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about a track record, I need to know like how many injuries per month were we having, and nowhere in this article have we really talked about that. I know this article wants me to think that working at Tesla is unsafe, but like,
yeah, it could be. Literally,
you've got 2 incidents that I've seen now, and you gave me no stats.
All right, but yeah.
Unfortunately, OSHA has proved that the company omitted hundreds of injuries from its annual safety reports to the government agency. Oh, hundreds. There you go. And they're omitting them? That's not legal. You can't just omit them. Intentionally failed to log countless more since 2015. Well, I mean, I'd like to know more about that. That's one line in a sea of no other numbers given to us.
And we don't know this news site too well, even though it's related to Gizmodo, I don't.
But yeah, I mean, I do agree with the premise that a $36,000 fine will not make them do much.
Won't do anything.
I wouldn't say it won't make them do anything because of my example of the sign.
Yeah, I guess exactly. Put up a sign.
Kind of like McDonald's, they got sued for the coffee thing. Guess what they did in response?
Exactly.
They went to their coffee cup printer people and said, "Can you put caution hot on there?" And they said, "Yeah." How much more is that going to cost us? And they said, a couple cents a cup, I guess. I don't know. Probably nothing. They probably said nothing. It's just they updated their image that's printed on the cup. No additional cost. All right. Next up, Kotaku. Florida Joker demands $2 million over GTA 6 parody. Red Dead 2 actor fires back. Wait, what?
He's not gonna get anything.
I don't understand this. Red Dead 2 actor fires back. What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
I do know what they mean by the Florida Joker. So here's
Okay.
apparently the real guy that they in the background.
Yeah,
you
but
can
yeah,
see
they're allowed to take. They're allowed to make. It doesn't. Different tattoo, very similar, but it's different. He's not gonna get.
Yeah,
anything.
the GTA guy's on the left back here, so it is different than this guy because it's like words up here instead of. Well, I think that says joke.
Because he's a Joker.
Joker.
Right?
Joker. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, this guy, yeah, he ain't gonna get anything. I hope he does.
Florida man is calling on Rockstar Games to pay him $2 million for showing literally 1 second of a character who looks like him in the reveal trailer for GTA 6. Lawrence Sullivan, aka Florida Joker.
Did you know
accused the studio of stealing his likeness?
Almost every clip off that is related to a YouTube viral video. I'll share the video with you later. I found it was pretty interesting. Almost every clip, including the woman with the knives and the hammer.
I think I've seen that where they show like side by side of the trailer and the clip that went with it. Like
so DC should
and
sue
then
them.
here it said in a public call to Rockstar after parodies of him and other viral social media figures appeared in GTA 6's long-awaited first trailer. So other virals. So yeah. Sullivan, who got his face tattooed to resemble Jared Leto's version of Joker. Yeah, okay, yeah. The dumbest version of Joker. Okay.
Okay, so he did that. He copied that, but now he's mad that someone copied him.
We gotta talk, or if not, you gotta give me like $1 million or $2 million. Florida Joker ain't having that. Y'all took my likeness. Y'all took my life.
But he's all full of shit. He was arrested a while back, and everybody knew who he was, right? I forget what he was arrested for, but because he had a gun on him or something.
Yeah. So Roger Clark, voice of Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2. Did you ever play Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, you know Arthur. I didn't know Roger Clark voiced him. Sure. His response is, Rockstar Games is lawyered up, man. They know exactly what they can and cannot get away with. If I were you, I would use the notoriety they just threw your way to your advantage. Capitalize on it somehow. You ain't getting a job at Home Depot with that face.
That's my
We
man
can't change
Arthur.
what's done. We can only move on.
My man Arthur.
Yeah. I mean, he ain't wrong.
So,
this guy should take this moment like of infamy and do something to monetize it. Get your TikTok, your only feed.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly, whatever you want. No,
get all your socials trending up to like hundreds of thousands, if not mills, during this, because you're gonna, keep those beyond this.
I think it's gonna crash soon. But yeah, no, Rockstar knows exactly what they're doing.
You're not gonna win against them.
You know how a lot of people have been trying to sue them since Grand Theft Auto? Since Grand Theft Auto 1, parents were probably trying to sue them for every single little goddamn thing, And
apparently Arthur Morgan deleted that clip he put out there, but it lives forever. Once you put it on the internet once.
But yeah, I don't blame him. Like, you just can't say things nowadays because people get offended and hurt.
Yeah. Although that didn't sound that, offensive. It probably would hurt for Joker. Probably would be hurt by it just because, like, the truth hurts.
Yeah, a lot of people would be, though. I think so.
I don't see him getting his $2 million.
Yeah, I don't
think he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get nothing. He's gonna get slammed with a huge ass lawyer bill. That's all he is, So Rockstar will spend $5 million in court fees to not pay the $2 million to him.
He's eventually gonna get very painful tattoo removal.
Is he?
Probably. I mean, look at that. That's just so dumb.
Like, now, did you see that one video of that woman who tattooed her boyfriend's face on her forehead?
You mean tattooed her boyfriend's name on her forehead?
So yeah, she's covered up with tattoos, and she tattooed her name, and then she surprised him, and then he broke up with her. And then the next day, she's like, "You thought that was real?" She wipes off the tattoo of her boyfriend's name. She was like, this wasn't real, but people do tattoos all the time. You might regret it. And like, it's a good message. It's like, think about it before you put it on. She's like, I have tattoos and I regret majority of them. Like,
I mean, it's kind of an obvious message, though. Like, I feel like anybody who got a face tattoo has heard, don't get a face tattoo.
Yeah.
And they still got a face tattoo.
I don't know. I just don't see. I don't have a tattoo. I have nothing against tattoos. I
have a couple tattoos and they're not on my face.
Yeah, I don't want one. I don't need one. You know, like, I'm good.
Oops, I slipped, fell, and the needle just went right in my face until I looked like an idiot.
Yeah, it's a doodle board. You know?
Whoopsie.
Like,
did you just walk in there and tell the tattoo person, just do whatever?
Yeah, just make sure it says I'm a Joker. Okay? It's like,
put some upside down crosses between my eyebrows. That's good.
Yeah.
Put a upside right cross under my eyes. That's a tear under one of them, a cross under the other. Yeah,
I wonder
that's
how much
fine.
that cost too. That would have cost quite a bit of pretty penny, probably.
Want to know how I got this? It kind of looks like a scar.
I don't know. I just don't.
Is that a bat signal? Yeah, put a bat signal right there on my face.
Joker Batman.
Yeah, look at that. Looks like a bat signal.
That's what it means, because Jason Snapchat said DC should sue them.
The really sad part
I'm
here.
thinking DC. I'm like DC, like, you know, but not that DC.
DC should sue him.
DC Comics.
Oh, you mean Dark Cocoon? Dark Cocoon should sue him.
That's what I thought. But...
DC, you should.
Oh,
hey, Heckles.
Thank you, Heckles.
How was your stream?
How was your stream there? And thank you everyone who's here.
Yeah, welcome to Borderline Banter, where we talk about news stories that are going on. Currently on a story about the Florida Joker.
Yeah.
Anybody who saw the GTA 6 trailer, which I'm sure if you were watching Heckles.
Good time, Heckles, to come in, actually. Well, we'll go over this quickly again. Some other people heard it, but we'll go over it quickly again. We're doing good, thank you. Did you see this guy that was in the trailer? Let's scroll down there, Dustin. Hey.
Sorry about that.
Go down a little bit so we can see the face.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't, can you please help us get to 50? Give us a follow. That'd be great. We need 2 more, and we will be there. Our first goal. But yeah, this guy is trying to sue. Rockstar. He wants $2 million because they copied him.
Well, it doesn't. He's not necessarily suing them. It says he's calling on Rockstar Games to pay him. He's like, and in the video, it's literally a TikTok video of him saying, "Y'all need to give me like $1 million or $2 million."
Yeah.
So it's not quite
suing. He's not going to win. You're right. It won't win in court at all. He'll get tossed to the.
Another Lindsay Lohan situation. He will lose in court just like she did. Yeah, that's actually what I would predict. If he tried to take this to court, he will lose. Yeah. And that's kind of what this article says.
They won't even make it to court. No lawyer's going to take it. They're going to look at the panel of the Rockstar. I'm like, like I said, they're going to spend $5 million not to pay a penny to this guy.
Yeah, and the dude that voices Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2 responded to the guy and told him, "Hey, you're not going to win in court, so you should try to just take this moment and like find a way to capitalize on it for yourself, like because you're not going to get paid from Rockstar." So
yeah.
And he also said, "You ain't getting a job at Home Depot with that face."
Yeah, and that's true. Like, tweet your own with tattoos. But yeah, we should move on to the next story here.
Yep. That was a pretty interesting one, just because we're all GTA fans here. Gizmodo brings us this next one.
Tucker Carlson launches subscription streamer because what? Subscription streamer what?
That can't be. That's worded weirdly. That hit the ear wrong.
It does. And I said it right, didn't I? Yeah, the Tucker Carlson launches subscription streamer. Maybe that's an app or something. Because X reportedly couldn't do the job. Huh. So he wasn't making enough off of X. Okay, let's go down.
Elon Musk's X lost the former cable news king of prime time because the, quote, everything app, quote, couldn't develop streaming technology fast enough. Oh, so since you can't stream on X,
you can,
Tucker Carlson's launching his own streaming service? Is that what we're saying? Yes. Tucker Carlson launched his streaming service, so that's what it is. That streamer part of the title is so weird. It probably needed to say streaming service. Tucker Carlson launched his own on Monday, charging $9 a month.
Yeah. Oh.
For 5 original shows starring the former Fox News host. Oh wait, so it's just his own shit.
Yeah, it's just gonna be his own show. So.
He explored launching the service on X, where he's been hosting the show for several months, but couldn't get the streaming, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Or
Twitter's still new at streaming, so I'm sure it was very laggy. And
yeah,
you couldn't get
I
very many
didn't
lives.
really even did it.
And he's a popular man, so a lot of people will try to watch him, probably crashing the system.
Tucker Carlson Network. I guess that's what it's called. Tucker Carlson Network.
I'm not a fan of Norm Emmett. Do I dislike him? I don't have much opinion on him. Like, I've watched.
I used to watch his show a few times. He's got charisma out the wazoo. He's an entertainer.
Yeah, he's like, and I like how he like always says everything like a question. He's like, did Donald Trump actually think that he won the election? Yeah,
like he does such animated things, like both vocally and
that's
with
what
his
made
face.
him big, though, right? That's what's made him
True.
Right?
He just needed to like watch himself better, because like that he could have coasted on that for years and years. But I guess he doesn't really need it. You know, he's an inheritance guy, right?
No.
Have you ever heard of Swanson TV Dinners?
Is that him?
He's the heir to that family. That made millions off of frozen TV dinner subscription services and stuff. Oops, sorry, but kind of like those box things you see now, subscription box services.
Oh yeah, where they bring food.
It was that before. Yeah, it was Swanson did that with TV dinners.
I didn't know that.
And like ice cream and stuff. They would.
Cool.
Yeah, and they had like catalogs so you could put in your order, and they would just. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It was.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was a different time.
Okay, well, he still made it. Like, okay.
So he didn't ever need the money from Fox News, I guess is where I was going with that, because he's the heir to the Swanson family, millions.
Yeah, but he's still like he is very fun to watch. Like,
which is also why he didn't care about like not saying what he wanted to say and getting fired because of it, or
now
whatever.
He can say whatever the fuck he wants to say. You know, he has his own network.
Well, yeah, especially if he's got his own network. But he was already, I guess, able to on X, because the way Elon wants X to work is kind of perfect for Carlson.
Yeah.
He, in theory, would be able to say whatever he wants.
Yeah, but like the thing is, he just says things a little bit like I've never seen him go too far. He said a whole bunch of like things that are pushing it, but you know, like he's like, well, he says it how it is, right?
Oh yeah, and he always ended his show on Fox the same way. The sworn enemies of lying, pomposity, smugness, and especially groupthink.
Yeah.
He would end his Fox News program. Like I remember that. That was his closing line. That was his cookie crumbles.
Yeah. But yeah, that's good on him, I guess. He's probably gonna make quite a bit of money off that.
So yeah, Fox News fired him back in April when his unflattering comments about their executives.
Yeah.
And that's more important probably than Donald Trump part of it. Serviced in a lawsuit from Dominion Voting Systems.
Yeah, they were pretty mad at And then everybody turned on Fox for a while.
And then Carlson went to X, and now I guess he's gonna have his own. Some of Carlson's free content will continue to be available on X. There you go. I would never pay $9 a month for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty cheap.
Like that's just silly. I wouldn't pay $9 to see a lot of things. Yeah, I don't know what else this is saying, but
not much we can.
Is this what people want to drop $9 a month on? Well, it's cheaper than X. Is it?
I don't know.
Okay. I thought X was free. I don't use it though.
It is, but you on store. Okay.
Next up, Fox News. Over 500 Harvard faculty members support university president and letter to board after anti-Semitism hearing. Harvard President Claudine Gay is facing mounting calls to resign. So have you seen the clip of this? I guess
I have not seen the clip, but I've heard about it. I don't know exactly what was said or what, but
there's some sort of committee hearing, where our elected people bring in not elected people, like they'll bring in like faculty from schools and stuff like this, or presidents from Harvard and shit, and ask them questions. So I don't know who it was. It could have been a Republican, it could have been a Democrat. I don't know who was asking them. But they were trying to ask them if at their college how they dealt with hate crimes.
Okay.
That's basically my understanding of it. They were wanting to ask this college about how it handled hate crimes.
And what did the college answer?
That the context mattered. And I guess that's a controversial way to answer a question.
Okay.
So,
What did,
and I think that's probably why we're seeing this 500 people in support of such a mild, tepid statement. Because why would you be called to be fired if you didn't really say much of anything? You know.
I'm still confused.
Well, let's see. Let's see what the article says, because that's just my basic understanding of it. More than 500 Harvard faculty members supported Claudine Gay in a letter to the school board Sunday following intense blowback from a congressional hearing. That's it, Congress people. Hearing about a rise in anti-Semitism on campus, where Gay failed to clearly state whether calls for the genocide of Jews violated the Ivy League schools' rules.
Okay, so what? So she failed to clarify state whether. Huh?
So the congressperson asked if calls for genocide of Jewish people violated the Harvard rules. Gay's response was not clearly a yes or no. They were literally saying yes or no.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's not a yes or no question. And they're like, you have to say yes or no. And she's like, it's not a yes or no question. There's context. She said there's context. It's not a yes or no question. And they're like, you have to say yes or no.
It's pretty simple. I don't know. That seems pretty weird, though.
I mean, and I guess later she apologized for not saying yes or no.
You can either say it. It's not that hard. It's like, support. Does this school support this, or does this school just not?
Well, the way the rules are written, that's not how the rules work. In 99.9% of situations, yeah. But that doesn't change the 0.1% from existing.
No. But whatever. We'll figure it out.
Like, you could devil's advocate and come up with a scenario where you're saying something, but it's clear to everyone you don't mean it.
And that happens to me. That happens to me all the time.
It's political satire. If they're making a comedy, are jokes allowed?
No, jokes are not allowed anymore.
No jokes. No jokes. No. And I think that's literally all the president was trying to say, is that, like, it's not 100% of the time. We don't have a zero tolerance policy. And they wanted to get a gotcha moment. So I'm going to guess the congressperson, the congressional hearing, I'm going to guess it was a Republican. Just a guess.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
The Harvard Crimson is weighing whether or not to make a public statement in support of Gay. Isn't publicly saying you're weighing that already kind of doing that?
Yeah.
Everyone's already going to surmise you support her because you're publicly saying, hey, we're thinking about publicly supporting you. You're publicly thinking about publicly saying, like, the mind boggles at that. And these are Harvard people. These are our smart people.
Well, what state was that? Who just lowered it so you don't have to?
Oh, what?
That's one story we did where you don't have to graduate properly anymore.
Oh, where you can just buy a diploma?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was like $400. It won't be a Harvard diploma, but
if you had it soon, it could be.
Yeah. Also, wasn't that a high school thing?
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
All right, but I don't know anything about this, so I don't.
So the University of Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania President Liz McGill, who testified alongside Gay in the hearing last week, resigned on Saturday.
Huh.
Okay. What? Because of the hearing? Or was it unrelated? I don't know even who that is. Also, why was the University of Pennsylvania involved? I thought it was Harvard. Or were you just asking a bunch of random colleges what they do about it? I don't get it. By contrast, just 2 days after the fiery hearing, MIT's... Oh, so now we got Michigan. Executive Committee had pledged full and unreserved support for MIT President Sally Kornbluth.
Story's pretty confusing.
Who cares? That's not who's even in this story.
But a lot of people are defending her.
Yeah, and this is from Harvard's faculty members basically supporting one of their own. Like, she didn't say anything controversial. Why are you trying to make her quit? Because that's basically what's happening. They're calling for her to resign, like the person at wherever that was, University of Pennsylvania. That's why they brought that up. They pressured Liz to resign over something similar, it sounds like. Why? Why are we trying to even pressure these people to resign? What's supposed to be gained from this?
Maybe they're the teachers they don't like. They wanted to find a reason.
Here we go. I was trying to find that thing I said where I didn't know if they were Republican or Democrat, and I predicted they were Republican. In a standout moment, House GOP Chair Rep. Elise Stefanik, Republican from New York, demanded Gay, McGill, and Kornbluth answer whether calls on campus for intifada or the genocide of Jews violated their university's code of conduct or rules against bullying and harassment.
Well, that is a pretty open question. Like, tolerate or you don't? Yes or no? Like, just like anything. Like, if they remove the word Jews and see what, like, you know what I mean? Like, would it be okay then?
If somebody calls for genocide, does that violate your university's code of conduct or rules against bullying and harassment?
Yes.
The answer is still context. What if I'm calling for genocide as a joke?
Well,
I'm going to genocide all the Disney cartoon characters. Oh, go to jail. Directly to jail.
Okay, well,
you're out of this, or not to jail. You're kicked out of the college.
That's something different.
Like, that's literally why they have to answer as, no, it matters. The context fucking matters. It's not zero tolerance.
But you said
and places that enforce zero tolerance punish dumb shit like I just gave an example of.
Well, then that's a different story. Like, I guess cartoons is not Jews, you know? Like, but I can see what you're saying.
The example wasn't cartoons. The example was jokes.
Jokes.
Yes. Are we allowed to joke?
Yeah. And you said kill all the cartoons. Or kill
you said take Jews out of it, so that leaves genocide.
Yeah. Okay, then, well, anyway.
Now, you could also have a joke about genociding Jews. I'm sure comedians do.
I'm sure a lot of Jewish people do too. 100%.
Now,
like Jewish comedians, right? Yes.
But the context of everything is going to matter. What if I'm reading a book out loud and that book says something about genocide?
Okay,
let's say a history book about what Hitler did. I'm just reading what Hitler did out loud.
But then
this is school.
In this case here, like, is saying genocide of Jews?
No history professor.
That's what they're asking. Is that, again?
Well, in order for me to teach a history class about what Hitler did, I'm going to have to talk about the genocide of Jews, and I'm going to have to say it out loud.
Yes.
So for that reason and that reason alone, it's not 100% of the time.
But that's not. You're not using it as a. Like, I don't know what the word is. Not threat, but like. I can see where you come from. I don't know what word to say.
If I read a quote of what Hitler said, Hitler would have been calling for the genocide of Jews in that quote.
Yes.
Am I allowed to read that quote out loud if I'm a history professor?
Yes, because you're a history professor.
Absolutely.
But if
so what does Elise want me to say?
If you're walking down the street with a sign, genocide Jews, yes, that should be, it's a simple yes. But clearly in this context, and I get that, context matters, but clearly
no context is being given.
But clearly
Elise didn't give context.
Yes, clearly they're asking the situation with what's going on over the last few months.
Well, she didn't, though.
If this was last year, okay, yes, completely different, but...
Elise did not give context. She said, blanketly, regardless of context, does Harvard call for... It's right here. I mean, it was in here. She's got her question. At Harvard, does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? My answer to that is no, because you can quote Hitler. But if you're teaching history class, quoting Hitler does not get you kicked out for bullying or harassment.
That's not you calling for it. That's you saying that this is, right? Like, that's calling for the genocide. Like, okay,
it's a quote of Hitler where Hitler is calling for the genocide of Jews.
You're saying it, but as of Hitler, not as yourself.
And I quote, Hitler said, kill all the Jews. I just said kill all the Jews.
Exactly.
But I'm quoting that Hitler just said that.
Yeah, but clearly the context matters, yeah. And I don't want this shit to get fired.
That's why it's not a great gotcha question.
That's a dumb reason to get... That does
right, now, so there's a bunch of people saying fire her for this, and here's a ban.
Like, that's stupid. But
demanding she be fired, and they put up this dumb... this like, Stefanik owned her kind of thing. Like, and that's literally her answer right there. It depends on the context. That's how controversial it is. That's why 500 people are supporting her. And saying, that's dumb. That's not a reason to try to get somebody fired.
Then they should have let her quote the rest of the context. Like, tell us what the context is. Exactly like you're trying to say.
No, Stefanik did not give context.
Yes.
Stefanik said one question. This is it. And she refused to say more. Multiple times, Gay pushed back saying, I need you to give me the context. And Stefanik said, no. Just answer the question. Yes or no. And repeated this exact question over and over again. It's not that there was even context to have. Stefanik's question was specifically, without context, does Harvard do this? And her answer, Gay's answer was, no, we use context. And now everybody's like, fire you. Get fired. How dare you? They're trying to use the heat of the moment to get someone fired here.
But that happens on all sides too, and it's been happening more and more.
Like, this is not a person who's against Jewish people. This is not a person who's against Arab people. This is just a university professor who's in California. So for Fox News, it's an easy target. And for conservative politicians, apparently, it's an easy target. California education is often gone after by Republican politicians, even ones from New York who have nothing to do with California. Stefanik, Representative Stefanik, is from New York, not California. So, like, multiple ways here, Stefanik needs to just piss off. She's actually adding to the problem.
Like
the whole
everything, like we talked.
She's
about
pushing the worry about hate crime.
All sides, like we've been talking about that since it's happened on the show. How all sides, not even in Israel, Gaza, all sides around the world are making shit worse than.
Yeah, this is fanning flames for no reason.
And we've said that many times, and like it's just stupid. Like, it's silly.
And then, so here's Gay saying, anti-Semitic speech, when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying, harassment, intimidation, that is actionable conduct, we do take action. And Stefanik's like, so the answer is yes, that calling for the genocide of Jews is against the Harvard Code of Conduct? And then she's like, again, depends on the context. Stefanik, see, that's what I was saying. Stefanik just kept trying to get her to say yes or no. It's not a yes or no question. Here's Stefanik, it does not depend on the context. The answer is yes. And this is why you should resign.
I don't resign is dumb.
No, it's not. Everything should be context. What the hell?
Yes, but the heat, like what they're going on about is, and again, you're right. It's America. Maybe they all think differently, but clearly there's a difference between. Again, I don't want to say anything to get flagged on YouTube because YouTube is pretty.
I quoted Hitler.
Yeah. So, but yeah. We'll see what happens with this. I don't think she should step down.
So for some reason, 74 House members, these are elected people my country elected, sent a letter to Harvard calling for them to be removed.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, these are my elected people doing dumb shit. We got a lot of elected people who would like to fan the flames of this. And that's all this is. I mean, unless you really think that the resignation of these three presidents is going to solve hate crime on campus.
Yeah.
I believe anybody would be a liar if they said they think it had any change.
It's funny, not funny, but when Biden beat Trump, people are like, oh, well, there'll be less racism. I was like, what? How? How? Please,
you gotta show me how.
It's like, give me that answer, but nope, they don't. So... Now hate crimes have gone through the roof. So either they're wrong or they were wrong.
So yeah.
Well, I think we got a few more stories here, eh?
Yeah, we do.
I
was just kind of reading the last line here, just seeing if they had anything else. They don't really. Something about a Hanukkah message.
Hanukkah did start on Friday.
So yeah, I mean, I keep seeing Harvard come up though with this Israel stuff. I don't get it why this keeps coming up or why it's like.
I'm thinking only because it is California, which is a more left-leaning state.
That's almost certainly what it is.
Liberals around, and you know what I mean, like.
That way they could say liberal campuses, blah 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 blah.
But it's not
That's
wrong.
actually how Tucker Carlson would start a lot of his segments.
But it's not wrong. Like, it is true, right? Like, and the ones that are conservative probably don't say out loud that they're conservative because then they get in fights.
Well, they do. BYU.
Yeah, not all of them though. I'm sure there's a lot of like, but
I mean, there's only a few. Most of them are religious colleges, like BYU, Brigham Young University.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
so it's a Mormon college, I believe. The Mormons go to BYU. if I understand that correctly.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, some weird shit in America. Let's see. Moving along here to Associated Press. Navalny's whereabouts are unknown, and a Russian prison says he's no longer there. A spokeswoman says.
Ah,
You know who Navalny is?
at the top of my head.
So another news story that I don't think we covered that is happening. Did you hear about the Putin is going to do an election in 2024?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
Navalny's
his
like his
opponent.
main rival.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's, I guess, been in prison. So, he was he was going to run against a guy in jail, I guess.
Just like Joe Biden.
Just like Joe Biden. Or,
Yeah.
well, yeah, just like Joe Biden.
And Zelensky. But,
Yeah. So, but Navalny's now gone. Did he kill him?
Yeah.
Alexei Navalny is seen on the TV screen. Oh, this is literally him in the penitentiary.
Oh.
They put him on TV, showed him.
Yeah. So they had to do
That's
that or
kinda-
what? So that's from October 18th, 2022.
Yeah.
So,
So he's serving a 19-year prison term on the charges of extremism.
extremism. Huh.
He was due to appear in court Monday, December 11th. That's today. But he didn't appear. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah. He killed him.
Did Hillary Clinton?
So yeah, the whereabouts of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny were unknown on Monday as officials of the penal colony where he was serving his sentence told one of his lawyers. He's no longer on the inmate roster. Oh, so it's not, he definitely didn't just like escape. If he's not on the roster, it's like
he's gone. Like,
they either killed him or moved
he
him.
just disappeared. Yeah.
They
so-
refused to say where they transferred him.
Okay, so he's around somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's very bizarre, right? Like they.
A lawyer waiting at another penal colony in the region where he could have been transferred was told the facility had no such inmates. So at least one of the places they might have sent him, some guy says
I
they
don't know in
didn't.
Russia. That's insane. That's
Who's
weird.
this guy? It remains unclear
just
where he's at.
disappeared. Oh. Number 6 says 19 years. So how long? When did he get put in there?
That's a good question.
Doesn't really matter anyway.
Probably whenever Putin took power, I would guess.
So yeah, Russian prison transfers are notorious for taking a long time, but sometimes weeks. So yeah,
Oh,
that's-
well, okay, there you go. They could just be taking several weeks, like
Yeah.
all of them. They're like, hey, yeah, this is normal.
Yeah. So,
They want us to think like, oh, he killed him.
yeah, so
That's what they want us to think, right?
Yeah, maybe they did though, right? So
He could have. Like, he killed that other guy.
there's
Well,
still no
maybe.
evidence of that. So
There's no evidence of not that, though.
yeah, well, planes crash all the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sitting at an airport once, and the flight path I was taking, it wasn't a big plane. It was just like a 10-seater, but it crashed like an hour before my flight took off, and it was the exact same flight path. Pretty freaky, you know. Like the premier of the province died, which is like the governor. He wasn't the acting one. He just retired like the year before. But yeah, planes do crash. People do die.
Sometimes, but, there's also evil people in the world,
There's a
too.
lot of evil people, yes.
So this does have what you were asking. Navalny's been in jail since January 2021. He was arrested when he was returning to Moscow from Germany, where he recuperated from a nerve agent poisoning he blamed on the Kremlin. So he claims that they tried to kill him, basically. And then ever since then, he's been in jail. Well, yeah, I mean, you accuse your government of trying to kill you. They're going to call you an extremist and
that's
put you in jail forever.
Yeah. Well,
He has since been handed 3 prison terms and spent months in isolation. Like, oh, yeah, you don't do that. If you're in Russia, I don't think you're allowed to talk bad about the government.
yeah, like you probably
Even if they tried to
yeah.
kill you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, main opponent, hey, but he's not gonna win. Putin's gonna win. I'm surprised he's even having an election. That really does surprise me. Because it's wartime. You don't have to have an election wartime.
Lawyers visited him after an incident, and he looked, quote, more or less fine.
Well, that's fine. So that's
I would like someday to be described as more or less fine.
I don't know. That's Russia for you. Like you don't.
Yeah.
You don't fuck around with
We
Russia.
literally don't know. This like it's probably just he's being
Yeah,
moved,
he's
but
being
it's
moved.
Russia.
We'll follow up with this one. There wasn't much on it, but yeah.
And we may
will.
follow up and be like, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
If his body turns up, they had him killed.
Yeah. Or. But no.
But either way, this kind of jeopardizes the election if he disappears. So
Yeah. Put
we'll
like
stay
we
tuned.
don't. We don't.
You think Putin will have a fair election?
We don't have to have it. I would hope so, but I don't think so.
I guess the other news on that I've seen that we didn't take a link for was they're going to allow voting in the areas they've taken over from Ukraine.
I was trying to bring that up once, but Jay's got mad at
Well, now it got said now, so it's been said now, and that's kind of weird. That to me just hits me like, oh,
there's a lot of provinces.
Do they want to?
There's a lot of provinces.
If so, okay.
There's a lot of provinces in Ukraine, not a lot.
If they don't
there's
want to,
a lot of people in Ukraine who want to be part of Russia, right? Like, but
I don't know if they've ever actually had anything to demonstrate that though. Like, it'd be nice if there was a way to
there's a lot of parts
find
of Russia
out.
they speak. I mean, there are a lot of parts of Ukraine they don't even speak Ukrainian. They speak Russian. It's not much.
Yeah, but you can't just suppose because of the language somebody speaks what they want. Like, you shouldn't suppose or assume. I mean, these people have voices. Why not ask them?
Again, let's look into it more. Yeah,
and not us. I mean, the government, like, or whatever. The people with power should go do the things I'm saying. I don't have power. I'm just some dipshit on the internet.
No, that's no. Let them vote if it's or not. But we'll see. And I think I don't know. We'll find out.
But the thing is, if Russia is going to take the territory, and that's how the war's going to end, they're going to have just a bigger country. I think they should let the people in whatever they take vote. So
they
at the end of the day, the people in the place you took vote makes sense. Should you be going and taking places? Well, no, because that's a lot of human casualties for literally no fucking reason. Because borders. Yeah.
Yeah. Take the last.
I think we're ready for the next one. We got actually two. Remember, we have one more on that other weird news site from Australia. We're ending with Australia, but before that, we got one more from California.
Okay.
AP news for this one as well. Californian passes state bar exam at age 17 and is sworn in as an attorney. There you go.
I'm smarter than he. Damn, eh?
This idiot right here. Oh wait, I mean this genius.
He doesn't
just passed the bar.
Holy shit.
17. No, he does not look 17. I mean, I guess he's very skinny, so the skinny body part of it kind of looks 17, but like, head face wise, he doesn't really look 17. We have a second photo here.
Yeah, there he does look.
Okay, he looks a little younger from the front for sure.
So he is an attorney already.
Would you let a 17-year-old represent you?
Depends on what is the attorney for?
He passed the state bar of California. I don't know. Is that everything?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never needed a lawyer before, so I don't know. I can't tell you.
Apparently they could not confirm. They tried to ask the state bar. They could not confirm if he's the youngest.
Well, it says that in the title, doesn't it?
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, it says he passed the bar and is sworn in as an attorney. That doesn't say youngest.
Yeah,
Which title? What do you mean?
1 second.
Did they change their title?
Maybe, I don't know. I swear I read something else earlier, but okay. But so there could have been someone younger? That's pretty weird.
Yeah, it said the state bar has not confirmed if he's the youngest, so we don't know.
Wait, down below it says something about a 13-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Park at 13.
Okay, sorry.
He began high school at age 13?
Okay, wow.
Well, that's not earlier than normal, is it? High school, it's 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I guess it would be. 15, You'd be done at 16.
Yeah.
He began a 4-year Juris Doctor program at the same time. Holy. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
that's not normal.
He doesn't sleep. He doesn't do anything, but he's an attorney
after
now.
completing college-level proficiency exams. Jesus. Well, yeah, like, holy cow.
Huh. I wonder how strict his parents were. Frig, you know?
He graduated high school in 2021 by taking the high school proficiency exam focused on law.
Well, that's pretty good on him, I guess. He's got his whole career set out in front of him.
So he turned 18 and then was sworn in as an attorney. So that's a little
misleading title, but yeah.
He passed the bar at 17. He was sworn in as an attorney at 18.
Yes, because you probably can't be an attorney until you're 18.
The way you read that headline, you think both happened at 17. But either way, those are insane accomplishments. That's literally the end of the article. Just like, look at this super smart guy. Makes you feel kind of dumb, huh?
Well, I'm glad to see some smart people.
It doesn't make me feel dumb to see something like this. This just makes me go, cool.
Yeah, hopefully he'd make some good choices and helps a lot of people.
We'll see. I mean, he's in California, so.
Yeah, okay, that was quick, but that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Good on ya.
Yeah, just one of those weird oddities. Here's a 17-year-old who could be your lawyer, or 18-year-old who could be your lawyer.
Oh.
All right, back to AustralianNews.com. Notorious Mafia hitman linked to 11 murders to be released from jail. A convicted killer who was sentenced to life in prison for participating in at least 11 murders will be released.
Now, life in prison here is considered 25 years.
What is it here?
Life in the States is life. I know that. So.
In the United States, people serving a life sentence are eligible for parole after 25 years. If they are serving 2 consecutive life sentences, it means they have to wait at least 50 years to be considered for parole. Which effectively means, I guess, if you get 4 consecutive life sentences, you're definitely going to die. It takes 4 because people can freaking live 75 years plus criminal age, like 13,
20?
let's say.
Okay, 20 even, yeah.
Oh. Let's say 20. I went with a 13-year-old.
Yeah, would make anyway.
But this is 11 murders. Wouldn't you think you would have 11 consecutive life sentences?
Well, I don't think they consecutive. I don't think they can do that either. I don't know. It might be different in Australia. So that's what it says.
I mean, you did 11. You took 11 lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, this apparently is in America, though. We're on an Australia site, but this is North American news. Okay. So, where in America are we happening?
Pennsylvania. You know what that means.
Oh, is it Pennsylvania?
It is.
Are you serious?
Heckles,
we literally had a raid from Heckles tonight. We're doing a Pennsylvania story. You guys need to watch out there. This guy's in your backyard,
a lot of weird
literally
shit going on.
A stone-cold mafia hitman tied to at least 11 bodies, some of them dismembered, will be released from federal prison next year after serving just 35 years of a life sentence, outraging the families. Former Gambino crime family button man, Anthony Center.
68.
He's 68. He was recently given the green light for release by the U.S. Parole Commission. The commission determined that he had substantially observed the rules of the institution and that his release in June 2024 would not jeopardize the public welfare.
That's crazy. I don't... He's 68, but he killed 11 people. But that's a
He was sentenced to life plus 20 years. So they gave him, as we were saying, life is 25, so 45 years is all they gave him for participating in 11 murders.
In the States, life is life. You could just get outlawed. Right? Here, like, in the States, life is 25 years, and you're eligible for parole after 25
I guess that's true.
In Canada, it is. Life's only 25 years.
So he was also hit with racketeering charges, narcotics trafficking, auto theft, loan sharking, extortion. I mean, none of those matter. 11 murders is way worse than all of those, right?
Do
you know the Gambino family?
I heard about the Gambino family, yeah.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
I was listening to this podcast not too long ago about one guy who worked for the Gambino family. And he's put in jail for many years too, but he's out now. And he actually does his own podcast. I forget his name though, so I'll have to remember it. It was a great podcast. A few of them. But yeah, that's insane.
So apparently he was part of a crew that worked at this Gemini Lounge, and the crew in total they've traced 75 deaths and disappearances to the crew, or up to maybe 200 possibly. That makes me think that there may be more than the 11 that they just never tied directly to the guy. Yeah. But like, you got to prove it. So, obviously with 11 of them, they proved a lot.
35 years
to get 11 charges.
Stone Cold Killer who liked to kill. Prosecuted. And I believe he liked to participate in some way the dismemberment of the bodies.
I mean, that's speculation. You don't know if he liked dismembering bodies. That's really hard to accuse somebody of, especially if you're a mob hitman.
Yeah.
That might just be doing the job.
Yeah, you gotta do
You're
the
just
job,
it's
right?
it's a disgusting job. I mean, you have to kill people and cut them up, but I'll skip.
If you don't do that, you're getting cut up. So
Well, yeah, because like I know too much, and I did one of these for him. Now I kind of have to do them forever. So
but that's exactly what they do. They get some young kids in there and all that, and either they make it or they don't.
Gemini Lounge, everybody knew was the house of horrors. Don't go in there; you might not come out. I've never heard of the Gemini Lounge or the Gemini method, but
probably back in the 70s, right? So
you know, a gang bar, whatever, a gang hideout, you don't just walk into kind of place.
Huh.
So yeah, I guess when he gets
That's
out,
sad, the family
all you Pennsylvania people, be careful. He's 68, but like that doesn't make him not able to kill.
Yeah. Like
He's gonna start doing it again.
he can run for president still. He'd still be younger than both of them, you know?
Crew members, often clad only in their underwear to avoid staining their clothes, would drag the corpse into the shower and let it bleed out like a hog in a slaughterhouse.
That's where Walter White got that from.
Oh, crap. Oh, yeah. When the victim would walk in, somebody would shoot him in the head with a silencer. Somebody would wrap a towel around to stop the blood, and somebody would stab him in the heart to stop the blood from pumping.
Huh.
Holy cow. They had a method for just like...
Down there.
And then you take him to the showers and just like dispose of all the evidence pretty easily, kind of thing.
Holy moly, yeah. Well, that's...
They would pull him out, put him on the pool liner in the living room, take him apart, and package him. I feel like for the 45 years, maybe it wasn't enough. Now that we're re-examining what this guy did. The bloodless body parts were placed in cardboard boxes and taken to Brooklyn's Fountain Avenue landfill, where they were buried under mountains of trash and lost forever. Wow, what a great way to dispose of a body that we're not suggesting to anyone watching.
Well, this is back in the 80s, so this... yeah. Huh. Okay. Well...
And honestly, once you've packaged it, it probably would look like a box of meat packaged from a meat packaging plant that got tossed out, kind of thing. And you'd smell the smell of rotting meat and open it up and confirm, oh yeah, that's from a meat packing. Like this is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But like, I see why it was a mob method. It seems like it would have worked, especially back in the day where, DNA didn't really apply.
Yeah, that's
like a couple drips of blood here and there now, and you could be screwed. So,
all right. Well, I think that wraps it all up. Is there anything else on this?
Shortly after DeMille was served a grand jury subpoena to testify in a federal racketeering case, his bullet-riddled body was found frozen in the trunk of his own Cadillac.
Don't be
rubbed out. Investigators later learned by members of his own crew. It didn't stop the case though. Apparently they went on because it's a RICO kind of thing. You got a crime family thing going on, I guess. I wonder if there's any others getting out.
I think some have already been out.
Maybe. But yeah, watch out there. This guy. What was his name? Center. Anthony Center. Watch out for this guy.
Probably doesn't look like that anymore, but
probably not. Prison tends to change your appearance. All right. Well, I think that's all we got for tonight.
For sure. Well, thanks for being here and everyone watching. Thank you very much. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. We almost made it to 50. We're also on YouTube, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and sometimes on TikTok. Give us a follow, subscribe, and all there. You can find all that on our website at borderlinebanter.com. And if you're at borderlinebanter.com, drop us a line. You can shoot us an email, and we'll definitely like to have you on our show. We like to have conversations with people from around the world. Your perspective. We like to have debates, and we like to banter.
Yeah, and Heckles, if you're still listening, if you want to come back on, we'd definitely love to have people back on. And it's been a while. If you let us know, we'll find some more Pennsylvania news too.
I'm sure we'll have lots. And as always, we like to end the show with "It's okay."
Or Lou. Have we ever had Lou?
No, Lou doesn't come.
Well, Lou, you should reconsider. And also, where are you from?
But like, as always, we like to end the show as "It's okay not to be okay." We actually have we set up a page because we take it very seriously here at Borderline Banter. Suicide awareness is very important for everybody. Friends, family. It doesn't hurt to keep an eye out. Doesn't hurt to call 988 if you're feeling down. Lots of tips in there also, so you can spot the signs in your friends and family. A lot of good literature. You can just go through there, check it out. And yeah, that's all I have really. Dustin, anything else?
Well, just thanks for everyone who watched with us live, and anybody watching later on the YouTubes. Make sure to click the buttons. Make sure to like it and leave me a comment so we can talk to each other.
For sure.
And thank you, Mike.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm actually gonna send you off to someone else here. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go to Legacy Mike. We're gonna go visit Legacy Mike. Mike to a Mike. Thanks for being here. We will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Take it easy. Don't forget to follow.
And then we wait a moment. And we wait a moment.